It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a can of Evil Twin Brewing Even More Coco Jesus. A maple syrup and coconut Imperial Stout. Doesn't that sound absolutely fantastic? I'm really excited by this. Reason being, I loved the original beer. I thought it was cracking. But with the coconut added, who knows? We're independent beer reviewers. I bought this can myself. The best thing to do is get it out into a glass and see what we get, just to make sure. Nice bit of smoke on the can opening. Beer in the glass then. Oh, look at this. Bit of a rigorous pour to create this nice, big, thick, lovely tan coloured head. I've got all of the beer into the glass, first attempt. That is almost, for me, a perfect pour. But why am I so excited by this? Just look at that head. That thick, dense, two-finger, chocolatey, tan coloured head. The beer is jet black in the glass with lovely levels of carbonation rolling up the side. That looks absolutely tremendous. And where I've poured the beer quite quickly and the head's dissipated, look what is left on the side of the glass. It's left, to be perfectly honest with you, I've never seen that before in a beer, and I've nearly drank 4,000 beers. Is that a little bit of coconut? Is that a little bit of maple syrup? Who knows? Let's get the aroma. Just incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's on another level. Touch of smoke. Touch of vanilla. Of course coconut. Of course maple. They're the obvious flavours to pull out. Chocolate, coffee, caramel from the roasted malt. A little bit of sweetness coming through in the aroma. Maybe a touch of brown sugar. Maybe the slightest touch of alcohol coming through. But it smells incredible. Let's dive in. Cheers. Stone the crows! Stone the crows, what an immense beer. There's a kind of an alcohol flavoured, turbocharged, raisin plum fruit kick on the back end. There's definitely maple syrup in there. For me, maple syrup is a mixture of sweetness and dryness and dark fruits. It's just wonderful. The coconut in the beer. The coconut is the initial flavour. It's that initial sweet coconut flavour that then dissipates over into this just world of darkness. It's just a wonderful, wonderful dark beer. I'm almost at this stage finding it hard to describe the beer because it's just that good. Chocolate, coffee, caramel from the roasted malt comes through in abundance. There's a fantastic bitterness from the mixture of hops and the mixture of roasted malt that's been added to the beer. The coconut comes back a touch on the back end. There's lots of vanilla going on. There's fig and plum and prune flavours on the back end. There's that fantastic maple syrup flavour. And then of course is that wonderful mouthfeel. That thick, dense, creamy, rich mouthfeel. I'm not sure if they've added lactose or oats to the beer. That might be a case of reading the can in a moment. But first of all, I just want to stand here and carry on and just show you guys what I've got in the glass and just enjoy it with you. Good carbonation. Carbonation just fizzes and pops and pushes that thick beer around the inside of your mouth on the palate, and it just, the carbonation gives mini, and it's the most miniature kind of explosions you want, because you don't want explosions in your mouth, do you really? Not really. But what this beer does is just, the carbonation lifts the beer and pushes it round, and you can almost feel each individual element of that carbonation exploding on your tongue and just releasing more of that flavour to enjoy. It's wonderful, a truly wonderful beer. Let's see what Evil Twin Brewing has to say about this particular beer then. A few times in the history of craft beer, a highly praised beer rises beyond mortal stardom into a highly godly league. Usually, the recipe to make such heavenly drops is thick fudge-like body, pitch black colour, amazingly overwhelming aromas of chocolate, coffee, dark fruits, muscovado, sugar, maple syrup, coconut, and obviously only made in limited amounts people. This is the taste of rare. 12% ABV, that's quite a statement from Evil Twin Brewing, actually, to say that their own beer has elevated above others into this godly state of beers. I know where that comes from, that kind of godly state of beers, and it's very hard to break into. But for the brewery to actually tell themselves that they've hit this kind of godly league of beers, I find it a bit pretentious. I only read that label right now with you. As I mentioned earlier, I bought the beer myself, and I find that just a tad pretentious. I find it a little bit, although I like the beer, I love the beer, I think it's fantastic. Let the people talk about this beer as a godly beer, and it's like some kind of Pliny the Elder, yeah? Because, I mean, beer geeks all over the world know Pliny the Elder by Russian River. Some people regard Colonel beers as being kind of world-renowned. Stone Brewing Company, not so much anymore. They're in the supermarkets, and it's kind of like, which direction do they want to go in? But they had a fantastic reputation a few years back. But none of these breweries actually said that themselves on the side of the can, because there it is. If you want to pause the video and read it, you're quite welcome to do that. There you go. None of the other breweries have mentioned the fact that they think that their beer has hit this kind of godly state. And I'm not going to bang on too much, but I find that a little bit pretentious. I'm not going to of course, I'm going to mark the beer as I mark the beer. Whatever they write on the can, that won't influence my mark of the beer out of 10. But I slightly think Evil Twin Brewing are being slightly pretentious with writing that on the side of the can. So my rating for this beer It is absolutely fantastic. There's raisin, nut, plum, fig, vanilla, maple, brown sugar. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful beer. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's a Stone the Crows 9 out of 10 from Reload Craft Beer. But Evil Twin Brewing, before I finish, here is your warning. Don't call yourselves kind of godlike brewers. I don't think it rubs off very well. It doesn't change my thoughts on you as brewers and you as a brewery, because you probably invested millions of pounds into the craft beer community and brewery and beers and distribution and everything else that is involved with running a brewery. But let the people say your beers are godlike. Don't you write that on the side of your cans. Because for one more time, it's a little bit bloody pretentious. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! And cheers.